Big news coming in. The Supreme Court now hears, in fact, Supreme Court there gets a final submission from Bihar government. Bihar government's final submission submitted to the Supreme Court on Rhea's plea. The Bihar government says Patna FIR is the only case lodged by the police to probe the actor's mysterious death. And since the CBI has taken over the probe into Patna FIR, Rhea's plea to transfer the FIR to Mumbai has now become infructuous. Here's the Bihar government who's submitted before the Supreme Court a statement that clearly says that the only FIR that has been filed is by the Patna police. And considering the CBI has already taken up a probe based on the FIR filed in Patna, Rhea Chakraborty's plea to move the probe from Patna to Mumbai holds no good. Anisha joining us for more details on this. Anisha, Bihar government giving a submission to the Supreme Court on the fact that the only FIR was filed in the case was in Patna. Therefore, the case has already been taken up by the CBI. Rhea's plea to move the probe from Patna to Mumbai holds no good here.
Well, yes, Nabila, the Bihar government has filed its affidavit, its written submission finally to the Supreme Court, stating that because the investigation has already been transferred to the CBI and there was never an FIR in Mumbai, the probe should be allowed to go on as it is, and Rhea Chakraborty's transfer petition is infructuous. At the same time, of course, remember, all the parties have to file their written submissions. We're also getting information that Rhea Chakraborty's written submissions will also be filed very, very shortly. And she has, however, of course, taken the stand that Bihar police FIR was completely illegal because Bihar never had the jurisdiction to file such an FIR. In a short while, the Maharashtra police is also expected to file its written submissions, while the submissions from Sushant Singh Rajput's father are also expected to be filed very shortly. Remember, on Tuesday when the hearing had happened, the 3-hour marathon hearing had happened, the Bihar and Maharashtra police had raised allegations against each other for having a political agenda behind the emphasis on investigation, while Rhea Chakraborty has said that she wants a fair probe, which she does not expect from Bihar. Sushant Singh Rajput's father, of course, has said that the Mumbai police has not investigated his son's death properly in any manner, and no FIR has been registered in Mumbai. So a lot of things have been said on Tuesday, and the final written submissions to be filed by this afternoon.
Okay, Anisha, we have more news coming in. Anisha, do stay with us. We have India Today there accessing more details with regards to Rhea Chakraborty's written submission now to the Supreme Court. Rhea Chakraborty calls the Patna FIR as illegal. She says that the Bihar government granting or recommending for a CBI probe was out of its jurisdiction, says that there's no proof against her. How can the Bihar government ask for a CBI probe and in fact push for a CBI probe and file an FIR while there hasn't been proof against her that they've accessed as yet? Rhea Chakraborty there submits before the Supreme Court. She also gives her submission, calls the Patna FIR as illegal, says that the Bihar government granting probe to the CBI or pushing for the CBI probe was really out of its jurisdiction, says that there's no proof against her as yet. Here is Rhea Chakraborty there giving her submissions to the Supreme Court as well, right after news coming in after Bihar government gives its submissions to the Supreme Court. Remember, the Supreme Court has asked for all the stakeholders to submit their explanations. Here is Rhea Chakraborty also now submitting hers, saying Bihar has no jurisdiction, it's illegal. Anisha, go on.
Yes, Nabila, if you can hear me, Rhea Chakraborty's written submissions are also being filed in the Supreme Court, where she has said that the Bihar government never had the jurisdiction to file an FIR, and the FIR itself was illegal. And in fact, since the FIR was illegal, there was no question of transferring the matter to the CBI. And that is the stand that her lawyers had taken during the hearing as well that happened on Tuesday. That is the stand she's taken in the transfer petition, saying that there could not have been an investigation by the Bihar police, and that is why she wants the investigation to be transferred to Mumbai. So we should, by this later this afternoon, all parties to this case, including Maharashtra police, Sushant Singh Rajput, are also expected to file their final written submissions. Back to you.
Rhea Chakraborty there files her submission before the Supreme Court, saying that Bihar has no jurisdiction to push for a CBI probe, to file an FIR and to be probed by the Bihar police in Bihar. They can't carry forward this probe considering it's illegal and they have no proof against her. Here is Rhea Chakraborty there filing her submissions right after Bihar government files its submission to the Supreme Court, saying that the only case that was filed, the only FIR that was filed was in Patna. And considering the FIR was filed there, the CBI picked up the probe from there. The CBI is investigating into the FIR filed in Patna, and therefore, since investigation is already underway, clearly now the Supreme Court must grant the CBI to probe the matter, and that Rhea's plea holds no good.